You can now have AI streamers and fake viewers, and it's just a whole fake setup. You go to an inexperienced company or a new brand, demand payment, never see them again, crypto, see you later. It's happening so much.
You can actually make a lot of money in this industry, but there's also fraud, there's really high levels of competition.
Diversify now to have some more stability. I think even with affiliates, with SEO sites, just relying purely on SEO as your business model, it can be risky.
What does Affie.ai do then?
The tool that I'm doing, I'm programming it with all my knowledge. So I was like, if I can download the logic from my brain on how to analyse campaigns and put it into Affie, then everybody has me on demand 24/7.
So you think obviously new affiliates can win in 2026?
Can you still be an affiliate? Yes, absolutely. Start a new channel, people are dying for traffic that's not fraudulent.
Hello and welcome to the iGaming SEO show. Today I've got Elaine with me, which I met a long time ago when I was an affiliate back in the day. So, Elaine, how you doing?
Yeah, good. It's nice to see you again. It's nice to kind of come full circle because, like you said, I've known you for a long time. So it's nice to be on your podcast.
Thank you for coming. And I think we met, I can't remember where it was somewhere abroad, but we're in air now.
Yes.
And it's quite strange to get two people from the same place meeting, especially air, which is kind of like a small...
Yeah, exactly. It's I think we're the only two people in iGaming in air. That's why I'm here.
Very cool. So obviously you're from Tag Media.
Yep.
And you also run a new startup that I've seen online called Affie.ai.
Yep.
I thought just to break away from the constant SEO stuff that we discuss all the time, it would be good to bring you in and you can talk maybe about the affiliate management side.
Yep.
And affiliates in general, what's happening in that space. I'm obviously quite interested in it. Like, I used to be an affiliate, now I run an agency. We have started running affiliates again. Again, pretty new to the space, using different marketing channels. But yeah, it's night and day compared to when I was doing that 15 years ago. So if you could maybe just give us maybe like a bit of a background about yourself for the viewers.
Sure. So I've been in affiliate management for about 17 years now. So obviously when I started, I was just not just an affiliate manager, but I was an affiliate manager for an operator. That's obviously how we met when you were an affiliate. And yeah, over the years, worked as head of affiliates. And then for the last 5 years, I've been the managing director at Tag Media. So we're also an agency. The way I like to describe it is like rent an affiliate manager or rent an affiliate team. So if anybody wants to start up their affiliate program, launch it, scale it, they have any problems, the head of affiliates leaves suddenly for whatever reason, we're literally just a plug and play team. So it's been a service that the industry's kind of needed, which has been exciting. And I have absolutely loved it actually, because I've got to see so much more. So when you're an operator, you have 1-2 brands, you have a couple of markets, and you're very kind of laser focused on what you're doing. When you're on the agency side, can have one call about talking about, casinos in Vietnam, and then the next call is about cryptocurrency casino or something. There's just so much variety and you learn so much. So I've actually really enjoyed it. Good.
No, I think that's a great overview. And I remember when going to conferences, I mean, those conferences that we used to go to, back in the day, used to be, I think you had a red badge and a yellow one.
Yeah, so I think red was operators and yellow was the affiliate one, yeah.
And you just get absolutely attacked
do you know
from
what?
everybody. But it's not really like that anymore. I think it's kind of more...
Well, do you know what? I think it's got more... It's still like that. So you still have the different... It depends which conference, so each one has it. But I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. But this is maybe a good point of affiliate manager. So before, if you had the yellow one, people would stop you. Yeah. But it's getting more and more aggressive now. So there's so much pressure for affiliate managers to perform nowadays to get new affiliates and stuff. They used to harass you. But I remember last year, somebody stopped me because they seen the band that I had affiliate band on. And they're like, hey, can I talk to you? And I was like, oh, sorry, I'm just on my way to the meeting, but I was actually going to the bathroom. And they were like, I'll walk with you. And I was like, can I just please have a bathroom break without you having to follow me? And I was like, but they're so aggressive, they'll stop you mid-conversation. It's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me personally, going to conferences was actually quite good when it comes to actually doing deals and meeting people behind the brand. Because obviously I was used to working remotely, I guess, and doing like the whole video conferencing before it became popular with COVID and everything. But it always good to actually go and meet people face to face. But in terms of like an affiliate manager, what does that job entail in terms of what you do on a day-to-day basis?
So I think for any other departments, they think they're the ones that are just spending the money, throwing it away, going to conferences, having parties and stuff like that. But I always describe it as like the jack of all trades, master of none. So you have to just know a little bit about everything so that you be able to talk to every department. So a little bit about SEO. You shouldn't know how to do it, but you should be able to know that there's been a Google update and that's affecting affiliates.
Yeah.
You should be good at like booking travel and parties because you have to take affiliates out. You need to be a data analyst. You need to check payments. You need to kind of be a UX, like know a little bit about UX. You need to know, I don't know, troubleshooting, tech experts. There's so many things that the job entails. It's not just selling or selling the brand. So yeah, it's a very varied job. And I would always say it kind of splits into kind of two categories, and that's how I've kind of built teams. So you either have the tech side and the people who love Excel, and they're the people that you should rely on to do all the reporting, the analysis, and then you've got the salespeople. They're the ones who hate Excel, but they're great at closing deals. And I used to always split my teams in two. So when I hire someone, I say, okay, what would you rather be doing? In a bar, talking to an affiliates or taking them out for dinner, or in Excel? And depending on what their answer is where I would kind of put them in the team.
Bar for me.
Yeah. So then you're the sales, right? You're the chatty
Probably.
one. You're the ones getting the deals done. And then the other people are the ones analysing it.
Okay.
Because I accept that not everybody is good at everything.
That's true. It's kind of like the same thing with, me being in an agency background. You get developers that are good at the techie stuff, and you get designers and account managers that are good at, people skills and whatever. So, yeah, it kind of it feels like you need to be good at business in general. It's like has all the different elements of actually running a business. Yeah. To me.
It's like you're running a small business. Sometimes, you're a therapist, you're a bouncer, you're buying gifts, you're chasing payments, you're, presenting, you're talking, you're on podcast. Like, you just have to do a little bit of everything. Yeah,
multitasking. And in terms of like the affiliate landscape right now, obviously when I was an affiliate, it was very clear on what the channels were used for acquisition. You had SEO, you had PPC, you had other affiliates maybe experimenting with a bit of social ads, then other forms of advertising, but it's all essentially paid media. Now there seems to be quite a lot of other different channels actually coming into the equation, like streaming and all these different things. I feel like a dinosaur when I
no, for sure. There's sorry, it's my lip glosses. I can feel it. Yeah, so the diversification of sources is getting bigger, and like it's changing every day, and there's more and more kind of coming on the scene. So like you said, like 10 years ago, SEO was like kind of king for affiliates, and everybody was just doubling down and going SEO, going different markets, going different countries and all that kind of stuff. And then there was obviously PPC was coming in. I think even back then, like SMS and email, depending on the markets, were like, oh, SMS, email, that's low quality. But that's all kind of coming back now. So we obviously have retargeting, streaming, social, paid media. Yeah, there's so many, but because everything's kind of getting it's not new. They're not new channels, but they're new from like, so obviously iGaming, affiliation, SEO, PPC was like kind of your core before, and obviously that we're adding more in. It's opening up more opportunities for fraud.
Okay,
which is a problem.
That's my next question.
Yeah, no, it's because these are all unexplored channels. People are taking advantage of people's lack of knowledge around these, especially even more with crypto as well, because it's a little bit less traceable and a bit more anonymous. I mean, there's always been affiliate fraud. You would have seen it back in the day. You know, there would be the misspelled domain on the email asking for payment, and now with AI is getting very sophisticated. Very.
That's what I was wondering, because I remember even back then when I was an affiliate, also doing a bit of SEO on the side for brands. Some of the big ones had like a pretty big fraud department. And now I'm thinking how AI has actually changed the SEO industry and the output that you could have on certain things. When it comes to fraud, it must be like on steroids. Like you could be.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen or read stuff about like fraud, it be able to pass KYC checks as well, so they can generate fake passports enough to bypass KYC checks. It's getting more and more complex. I kind of like on two minds about speaking about it, because one, you don't want to give people ideas on how to scam operators, but two, also to create awareness of it. But as soon as you stop one, they just pop up another one. But streaming's another one as well. You can have, obviously, I mean, there was always image manipulation before for fake stats, but now you can get AI streamers that look so real. So you don't actually need a person sitting there to stream slots. So you can now have AI streamers and fake viewers, and it's just a whole fake setup. You go to an inexperienced company or a new brand or inexperienced affiliate manager, demand payment, never see them again, crypto, see you later. It's happening so much.
Is it like is it a tenancy thing, a tenancy deal, or is it a CPA usually that's...
So it's not, I maybe haven't went in depth of it enough. There's other people that maybe know a little bit more about me, but it's like fraud rings again, right? So I've heard stories of people like sharing wallets. So they've got kind of one wallet. There is people who do fraud detection, obviously, but if they aren't on top of like fraud, you know, you can get, you know, a streamer and they go, oh, I've got 20, you know, FTDs, but they've just all deposited in and out of the same wallet with the same kind of funds, triggering all these, the thing. So it's an anonymous account, because it's crypto, right? So, or they just have an email address. So it's a lot easier to commit fraud. People are obviously catching up with it now, but if you are not on top of fraud now, it's so easy to get caught.
It just feels like this industry is just like that, you know, whatever channel you're involved with. And with SEO now, we're actually dealing past few weeks with a lot of DMCA strikes.
Yes, that's for your own personal sites or the ones that you meant.
Sites, we're actually shooting another episode after this back to back on DMCA strikes and what to do, how to basically try and fight against them. But it just seems like it's the nature of the industry, and you can actually make a lot of money in this industry, but there's also fraud, there's really high levels of competition.
I mean, that's kind of the issue, that like almost there isn't a risk-free channel at the minute. So you've got SEO and you can pay tenancies as an operator, you know, first position or whatever, DMC like straight down, and you lose all your traffic. PPC, okay, you invest in that gets shut down overnight. You've lost all your traffic there as well. I mean, streaming that we talked about, social, I mean, there's just no like golden channel at the minute. And that's where, you know, I know we were talking at the beginning a bit like SEO, but you really need to have diversify now to have some more stability. I think even with affiliates with SEO sites, like just relying purely on SEO as your business model, it can be risky. Yeah,
I'd agree with that. And, you know, we see a lot of, especially affiliates that actually come to us, they rely on SEO and have been hit by an update or something's happened, a DMCA strike, and then when they get the page back re-indexed, it's not on page one and they need to climb back up again. And I think like any business, if you're diversifying, you're basically future-proofing your business.
Yeah.
Like, for example, building an email list, or, you know, once you actually have like a great SEO rankings and, you know, you can see sustainable growth, you can actually start investing maybe in other channels instead of going all in on one.
I think it's a good idea to explore new channels as well. There's new ones popping up all the time.
Yeah.
with like retargeting as well, paid media, they're selling it back. The problem with new channels is that it's unexplored, right? So there is a trust issue. Sometimes we have affiliates come to us and say, hey, if you give us, I don't know, 20k marketing spend, we'll buy it and we'll just take a margin on it and things like that. And there's always like a trust issue because the operators are like, oh, why should we do that? We could do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, if you could do it yourself, you would, right? So that's always kind of the argument, but operators are crying out for new sources. Like that's, you can't, and we were talking about the questions, like, can you still be an affiliate? Yes, absolutely. Start a new channel, like people are dying for traffic that's not fraudulent.
Yeah. Okay. So that leads me actually to the next question. Like, what is it like launching as an affiliate today? Do you think they have good opportunities? Like, how? Like, what are you seeing? Obviously, because like you see a lot of affiliates coming into the space.
I think your biggest chance of succeeding now as an affiliate is not going old school, like English only SEO website for kind of, English speaking. Yeah, for the UK. Definitely not that now. But, like English speaking only affiliate website, like that's done. Like, I don't think, unless it's like really, really niche, it's going to be really kind of difficult. So I would, if you're going to start to be an affiliate, look for new sources and new types, like try and get ahead of the trend, I think. I think that's where it's going to be. Okay. I don't know what it is, otherwise I would do it. But like, like there's streaming, there's, retargeting, there's socials, media buying, obviously like with the rise of AI and people are trying to rank within AI and stuff, that's, you kind of need to have a bit of a crystal ball to think, how are people going to consume traffic in, 6 months? But, you look at social before when we did it, it would have been like, Facebook traffic or like Twitter groups or Twitter tipsters. Now, it's like Snapchat, there's influencers, there's TikTok, all the stuff that we're tooled for. Yeah. But that's, you need to think how people are consuming content now.
I think that's key. I remember when I was kind of not going away from SEO, but I had like, steady traffic. I was looking at advertising on dating websites and, creating banners, and I think it was Plenty of Fish back then. Yeah. It was like a first one, but like that site had crazy traffic. Yeah. And I'd get some good results, and it's just trying different things. And with AI, I think there's ads coming out now soon too. So like that's going to be another channel. Yeah. It's interesting times indeed.
What do you think is going to be the new channel?
I think the streaming is quite interesting, but as you said, there's quite a lot of fraud. I know I know people that are launching tools to actually fight against that too, which is like a different industry.
I was going to say, you're talking about Martin, because he's...
Yeah.
No, I spoke to him about it.
Yeah. So I think he's got like a new platform. Yeah. Which I thought was quite interesting. I think SEO overall is going to win long term, just because you have, you had Google in the past, maybe a bit of Bing, but like who cares, right?
Ask Jeeves.
yeah, exactly. All these like irrelevant search engines. But now you have ChatGPT, you have Gemini, you've got Claude, you've got all these different engines, and I think everybody's in a race at the moment. Yep. Like for example, with Google AI overviews, that's been a bit of a mess since it rolled out. And also all the stuff that's happening right now with Parasite SEO, Black Hat SEO, DMCA strikes. If you take one look at the SERPs, half of the results are actually taken up by Black Hat websites. Yep. So I think everybody's in a race, in an AI race to actually win. And they're ignoring, channels that actually bring in most of the money right now. Yeah. But I think it'll be a case that you can actually do SEO for all these different engines, and the one that wins, you'll still have to like optimize for it. You still have to do things, and the same applies to paid media. So I think it'll be like a similar scenario to what we have now, what we had for the past few years, but obviously a next stage of ads, SEO, streaming. Yeah,
I think it's going to get more targeted and personalized. Like, I mean, already my algorithm on social media is a little bit too specific. Yeah. And I think that's going to cross over if they can extract the data. I'm sure that they're probably already doing it. this is maybe such like a naive thing to do, but I use a radio app on my phone, which I didn't realise that they were retargeting me, because I was like, why did I get so many gambling adverts on the radio? I was like, this can't be great for kids. But then I was like, oh wait, they've actually personally profiled me on this app to say that, obviously because I've been visiting gaming sites because, you know, it's my job. Because I was like, why am I getting so many gambling adverts on this radio? And I was like, that's terrible for children. And then I realised, oh no, I'm getting retargeted via radio.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't actually know that.
No. Do you know what? I find out most things by accident. But I think it's good. Like I say to everybody, like you only learn by like testing and doing and trying to kind of break things.
Yeah.
And that's how you learn, by discovering things accidentally like that. But yeah, I was like, gosh, kids listen to that during the day? No, it's not. It's my app.
It's mad. I feel like it's, you know, obviously in the past, before AI, you know, you get like a few changes every year when it comes to the algorithm or like different things. Now it's actually growing so fast. It's like, you know, sometimes you struggle to actually keep up with everything.
Yeah, there's kind of two things I see that we're almost going to go to an overconsumption. So one of the things that we were talking last week at the Power 50 affiliates is that there's people naturally have like a distrust for anything that they know is AI now.
Okay.
Well, except parents, right? Because we discussed this where they just keep sending us like ridiculous AI videos thinking that, you know, gosh knows what they're sending. But the people who kind of know a little bit, like me personally, anything that's got an M dash in it, I'm like, this is fake. Don't.
I spot that from a mile.
I'm like, please, just at least reformat it. Just at least put it in the instructions not to send out M dashes. Please stop it. But anything now, I think people have zero trust if they know it's AI written. But also the overconsumption of it. Like we're just bombarded with so much stuff, and that's what I'm saying about the algorithm. It's so specific, especially on social media, that it's kind of all you get served. So if it profiles you as, you know, if you just look on one video a little bit too long, it profiles you, and then you know, you look on a roast dinner video, then it profiles you as the world's biggest roast dinner lover, and then that's all you get for like a week, right? But depending on what you're thinking about or looking at, you know, you get bombarded with that. And me personally, I've reset my algorithm on social media, because you can go in and actually like reset it.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, because it's like, this is a little bit too specific, some of these videos. You know, the ones like, if you're watching this and you're like, wait, how did you know this? It was me. It gets a little bit too specific. So I've done that personally. You've done it as well. And I think there's definitely be times where I'm consuming content and I'm like, gosh, I just need to put my phone down and go off. Like, I need to go outside. Yeah. And I think I think that'll be the trend in a couple of years, where people will actually maybe we'll go offline, actually. Yeah.
That's an interesting one, because I did hear, I think it was, I can't remember who it was like somebody that runs a pretty big podcast, but he was saying that the two businesses that he's actually investing in at the moment, one of them it's the polar opposites. One of them is AI, and the other one is actually cafes that you can go in and do a digital detox, no Wi-Fi, you can read a book, play a game. Yep. So yeah, I can see that happening. It's like an overload. Yeah,
I kind of say to people that we're connected more than ever, but disconnected.
Yeah, true.
More than ever.
Yeah.
And I think more people are seeing that, and you know, people are wanting to be offline because we don't have human connection as much. But this is a problem with AI. They rely on that for personal questions or, you know, sorting it out, and they've stopped building the connection between people.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
It's also trusting it blindly too, because I mean, I ask it all the time. Like, I'm always on my phone asking it. It knows everything about me. It's actually probably quite scary, all the stuff that it knows. But yeah, it's also trusting it blindly. And especially I find that with ChatGPT that it's very positive and everything. If you don't actually tweak it and give it like a prompt and work on it, you know, it start quoting things to me that were completely irrelevant. And when you actually question it, it can't give you the sources, and it makes up a story. And I'm basically like, any answer that you give me, make sure that you actually have sources for that, you know, not just actually make something up. And
well, there's cases of like AI psychosis where people are like, it's encouraging people to do one. I think there was some like girl that had ended up, or people that had actually attacked people physically. And it was like, that was so brave of you and have the courage to attack people. And you're like, hang on a second. And it's just crazy. But yeah, the quote thing is actually really funny. So I was looking for inspiration about like what affiliate managers were using for AI, and it quoted myself back to me from a post that I did, and I was like,
oh wow,
well, this is annoying because I was looking for inspiration and you've just linked me back to my own post. I know it's such a new thing and it's a very niche, like AI and affiliate management. I mean, it's great that I'm ranking well and it's suggesting me, but it was kind of frustrating because I was looking for kind of other outside opinions.
It's funny because it's probably, it cites different sources, and you've obviously been doing this for a while. You've, you're present at conferences, you've been talking to publications. So yeah, that's interesting.
I was a funny one because I was like, give me some inspiration. And it was like, here, you should like this post from Elaine Gardiner. I was like, no, that's me. Give me another one.
That's cool.
But yeah, no, it was funny.
So in terms of like AI then in affiliate management, what how do you use it at the moment in terms of doing your job and improving things and scaling?
Yeah, so AI is kind of new for a lot of businesses, and I think to varying degrees people use it. So I think the most common one, everyone has ChatGTP and they're just like uploading all the affiliate data. I don't even know if they're actually uploading the affiliate data into it. That's like a kind of security issue in itself. How they're using it, I think it varies. But I'll tell you something that's a little bit scary because I've been doing some testing on it, because obviously you know that I'm building this tool and the tool that I'm doing, I'm programming it with all my knowledge and I'm trying to see how likely all different. So I've been testing different models and how they would think if they would give the same answer as I would do. So I use, like ChatGTP, Claude, Grok, and Gemini, and I would upload data and I'd ask it for its opinion on how to analyze each of the data sets or like what to do with the affiliates. ChatGTP was the worst one.
Yeah. Like
really, that was the worst one. I think it was ChatGTP. They basically said, oh, you should motivate your top partners by like prepaying them more CPA. And I was like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that.
Okay.
But the concerning one was any affiliate that hadn't maybe converted or was sending traffic, all 4 of them suggested that you shut their accounts down.
Oh, wow.
Without any further content. So it would be like, oh, did you see Big Pond Digital's account? They didn't send any traffic, shut them down. So but it was like this, and I was like, this is what worries me, that if affiliate managers are trusting it blindly, that it's going to cause more of a problem. And I think we spoke earlier when I came in that AI is great in some ways, but it's causing people more problems in other ways.
Equally frustrating, yeah.
Yeah, so if it's starting to give advice to shut affiliate accounts down, we're going to have problems.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can see that, and I can see that with SEO obviously too. You get people online going and quoting that, you can replace an entire agency, or you can do this, you can do that with SEO, and then it's just... Yeah, I think it's the new shiny thing that everybody's promoting. Yeah. But when you actually look into it, at this stage, you can do basic things, but you wouldn't really trust it to actually run an entire campaign.
No,
or do anything like that.
You definitely don't trust it. I always use it for like inspiration or for speed of things, but to actually give you advice on how to do your job, it's a very bad idea to use it.
Yeah. So what does Affie.ai do then? The one that you just launched? Yeah,
so we just launched that yesterday. It's really exciting and terrifying at the same time. So the problem that I found, and this is how it kind of all came about, is so I train affiliate managers in affiliate management, and obviously I've got teams within Tag Media that we train. The biggest kind of point that everybody was really hungry to learn was the maths and, what the industry standards were, how to analyze a deal and when to kind of stop ones. Even just basic kind of Excel. So I remember kind of 10 years ago, I was always like into Excel and I was pulling it out. I was merging all these sheets together with VLOOKUPs and all these kind of pivot tables and all these kind of fancy things. And I remember my colleague next to me, every week I'd see him like pick up this notebook and he'd like scribble in it. And I didn't know what he was doing. And eventually I asked him, I was like, what are you actually writing in that notebook? And he's like, I'm writing down my affiliate stats. And I was like, are you actually writing down? Because he'd like lined it all with a ruler in a notebook and he was like filling in each of his affiliates.
Old school.
Like proper. And I was like, you don't use Excel? And he's like, no, I just use my notebook. So like I went for like 10, 12 years of my career not being frustrated. Like, how have you got this far in any affiliate managers? Like, how can you not use Excel? And again, like I experience it when I'm training and with our team, just basic kind of data insights. And that was like such a gap. So when kind of AI started coming out, I'll go back to the story to explain how this whole thing came about. Is I had a note in my app saying like I needed to build this calculator for someone in my team to show them how to calculate the break-even point. So if you paid like €100 plus 50 CPA, how much revenue would you need to be so that you're kind of break even? And obviously when it's a hybrid, everybody's kind of doing the maths and they're doing like this. And when I used to teach it, I would give this kind of elaborate scenario of somebody having a fixed fee plus a hybrid. How much money would you need to make that campaign remotely profitable? And everybody was always kind of stuck on this. And I always kind of had it in my head and I could do it freely, but I couldn't really put it down into a tool. So I kind of just avoided doing that task for ages. So when everything came out, it was actually Grok that I had used. And I was like, I wonder if I could do this. So I just prompt and it came up within minutes. It had built me a site where I just put in like the fixed fee amount, the hybrid, and within like click a button, it just tells me instantly. So that solved a problem that I'd been trying to do for like a year instantly. And that's when I was like, wow, okay. And I showed it internally to the team and they're like, this is really cool. And I was like, okay, what else can I do? So it was kind of, it was all around calculating the profitability of the deal that I'd made this kind of crude site that we just hosted internally and we were using it. And when I was teaching affiliate managers, I used to teach them old school how to, like pen and paper or in Excel, how to work out the break-even point. But when I got this tool, nobody had to think anymore. So I was like, okay, I think if I can download the logic from my brain on how to analyze campaigns and put it into Affie, then everybody has me on demand 24/7.
That's cool. Really cool.
So everything that I would do, so it's to save affiliate managers time so that they can do the relationships and do the strategy. So you'd no longer need to worry about which affiliates are underperforming, which deals are underperforming, where to put your money, if there's any fraud.
Yeah.
This alerts you instantly. So no more reports needed. You just plug it in and all my logic over the years is in there. Because with affiliate management, there's no kind of right or wrong. There's no black and white on what is a profitable campaign or not. So you can tweak it, but giving you as a base starting point is normally so much more helpful than not.
It's really important because obviously we work alongside brands and, we go on calls where everybody's actually talking about their channel, and with affiliate management and like affiliate management in general, like trying to approach affiliates, one of the huge things was overpaying for campaigns that never become profitable at the end. And, it's when you've got multiple deals on the go, that could be, a really big investment.
Well, admin is normally the first thing to go. So because people are screaming at you on like WhatsApp, Telegram, email, board meetings, the first thing to go is actually doing the admin of doing the reports and stuff. But because we've combined it with like machine learning and stuff, we can predict the profitability of the campaign within about, the guys will kill me, but I think about 2 days.
Okay.
2 or 3 days, we can tell if that campaign will be profitable or not. So we can base it off all your historical data, your average, value in that market based off trends, and we can kind of predict the lifetime value of that campaign. But because we've got all your affiliate campaign data, so we know that we can look at a campaign within 3 days and say, okay, that's going to be unprofitable if you continue running it till the end of the month. So normally, you would have tests, run it for 1 month, 2 months.
Yeah.
You review it after 2 months, you realise you've lost money and you stop it. We can do that kind of within 3 days.
Okay.
Or we can say, hey, actually, you need to adjust the CPA down, up, whatever, if you want to make it more profitable. But we can say, hey, listen, on that CPA, it's not going to be profitable. If you put it down a little bit, it will be.
Does that mean that an affiliate manager can actually do more deals now in terms of the workload that they manage?
Yeah, they'll have time to do more deals, but they'll also be able to stop unprofitable deals quicker. So they'll save money and reinvest it into deals that are actually making the company money.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It just saves time, right? So you're just more efficient.
Yeah.
We're not replacing affiliate managers. You're just increasing your efficiency. So rather than having to wait 2 months to see if a campaign's profitable, I'll tell you within a couple of days. And then, or you can see it's really profitable, and that's a great thing. So you say, hey, listen, we did a test. I can already see this is going well. Take the cap off, pop us up a couple of positions, give me more traffic.
Yeah, nice. And are you thinking of maybe expanding that and creating maybe more tools as you go? Is it going to be...
So, yeah, there'll be more... It'll go more in depth. So just now, it's doing all the basic things. So which affiliates stop performing, which ones are their conversions dropped, even spotting fraud patterns as well. It gets really kind of nuanced when you have to get in and program it, because that's ChatGPT and Claude don't have those nuances of what to spot specifically within kind of iGaming for fraud and patterns. It can suggest things, but you have to kind of tweak it for what you got. So if you ask it saying, hey, listen, what could I look for fraud? It'll say, okay, so look at for deposit clustering around times, right? But very rarely do we send the deposit time within the affiliate data. So it's having the knowledge of what you actually have in the system and what you can do with it to kind of mesh it all together, if that makes sense. Because AI doesn't have the knowledge of each specific affiliate program, where I do, or Tag Media does. So it's been fun, but we're just going to expand on solving all those admin issues.
Awesome. Exciting. In terms of the affiliate model, how do you think it's going to look over the course of the next 2 or 3 years?
That's a good question. I think we have a problem at the minute with the affiliate model. Don't know what the solution is. So because of so many operators shutting down, shutting commissions down, not paying, there's been a real trust issue between operators and affiliates, which led to affiliates charging fixed fees and tenancy fees. 10 years ago, you remember, it wasn't such a big thing.
It wasn't, no.
No, I mean, there was the odd one, but it was never a prerequisite for it. Now, almost every affiliate wants a listing.
Is that right? Yeah, okay.
Not everyone, but a lot. There's a bigger demand for it now. And sometimes they're just as much as, £250. And it's just to cover the content writing. So imagine, you pay a content writer, you put it all up, get your backlinks or whatever for that. And then that brand shuts down or goes bust, 2 months into the campaign, and you've not had any FTDs, so you didn't get paid for it. So affiliates are using those models as a kind of security at the minute.
Okay.
But it kind of prices out new brands. So you almost there's a bit of a disconnect because of trust, but we've kind of created it ourselves, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because there's too many operators just shutting down and not paying. So affiliates lose trust, so they start charging more. Yeah. Rightly so, because they've got costs to cover. So how do we look in future? It's a good question. I know that you wanted to talk about revenue share, and I know for a while affiliates were trying to be no, we want to be sustainable, we're going to go for revenue share. But I almost think too many operators are shutting down, and lifetime revenue share is no longer lifetime, because the volatility of markets, licensing, SERPs, companies. I mean, we've seen such big companies shut down or lay off staff. There's just no certainty at the minute. So I think they're still going to go for quick wins.
Okay. So maybe like CPAs and tenancies.
Yeah, I think for the foreseeable future, it will be like that. I know there has been discussions around, because sometimes affiliate delivers traffic and then the operator doesn't pay. And, you know, rightly so, they're kind of out of pocket. I think not necessarily the model. I know people, you know, we should do EPC or, you know, whatever. I don't think we're quite there yet, but more of like an escrow payment kind of thing. So where you say like, hey, listen, this is your, like, so more security around funds, I think, might be where we'll go first before actually changing the whole model.
That could be quite interesting because you essentially each party needs to deliver their end of the deal to actually get paid and get results.
I have an inkling that'll be where we'll go first before actually changing the whole kind of commission payment. But yeah, you know, like operators do it as well, where they pay a tenancy and then the affiliate just ignores them. Or there's fraud, like we discussed earlier. But because there's a bit of a trust issue, I think there's going to be more of a security around, well, I'll pay you it. It's held here. When you deliver it, you'll receive it.
Okay. So do you think affiliates are ahead in terms of operators when it comes to, you know, tactics, SEO, AI? What's your take on it?
Some of them. So I think, well, what I see sometimes is operators having zero SEO strategy and they double down 100% on affiliates. And every time I speak to an operator, I'm saying, you can't just have affiliates as your only channel. Like, you need to have different traffic sources. But they're like, no, everybody actually always thinks that affiliates is like the most cost effective, easy one, because they're like, oh, well, we can just pay them revenue share. And it's like, and we're like, no, you just can't do that anymore. So the bigger ones, maybe. The smaller ones, definitely not. There's a lot of issues. The smaller ones just doing zero SEO. And they just go, we'll just do affiliates, they'll do it for us.
We see that a lot.
Yeah.
Especially with them. They launch, they do affiliates, they do quite well. And then affiliates take all the traffic when it comes to branded traffic. So we do a lot of brand protection. Yeah.
So this is actually a good thing. So in the terms and conditions of affiliate programs, often them have like the brand protection exactly. So sometimes I speak to people and they're like, yeah, affiliates can't rank for our brand. And I'm saying, well, how are they going to write a review? You're doing no SEO as an operator and you don't want the affiliate to mention your brand name. Like, what are you going to write a review with? Like, I don't know what. I was like, you can't stop them mentioning your brand. And they were like, no, but they might rank for a brand name. I'm like, well, you need to outrank yourself. You need to outrank them. So yeah, the brand protection is a good one. That used to be kind of popular. I mean, it's still popular, but yeah, there's no brand protection. I remember the first time seeing it when I was at an operator and they were like, no, we've got brand protection sites for the SEO guy. And I was like, that's actually a really cool idea because you're protecting, you know, the first 5 positions.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really smart tactic because what happens is you have, you know, I'm going to say like brandnewcasino.com and then you just go and affiliates everything after that.
Yeah.
And then they get annoyed saying like, well, why are we paying affiliates for that traffic? And I'm going, well, you're not protecting anything else. Like you need to do it. It's actually quite a good topic because affiliate operators get annoyed at affiliates for stealing traffic.
Yeah.
But they do nothing to
defend that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets even worse because back maybe say to 10 years ago, brand protection wasn't really so much of a thing. You either did SEO or you didn't. Yeah. Now you can just do brand protection and it's an ongoing thing. But you're not only protecting against affiliates, you're actually protecting against black hats, building imitation websites, ranking, and then sending the traffic to another casino.
Exactly that as well. We used to have
Wild West.
Yeah, you couldn't bid on brand name on PPC.
That's right. Yeah.
But what they would do is bid on your brand name and send it to your competitor.
Yeah.
And you can't stop them doing that. Like they're, you know, all the tactics are a little bit dirty in iGaming, but that's what you would do. So the internal conversations was, well, do you want to pay for that traffic that's on your brand name or do you want to give it to a competitor? Or do you want to do your own brand protection via PPC? Because if you can't do PPC in-house, an affiliate's going to do it and send it to someone else and make money.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think operators underestimate how much they need to protect themselves against affiliates. Because, I mean, I've had cases where we were launching a new brand. We were all sworn to secrecy of the brand name. And affiliates knew that we were launching it. And they were desperate to know, couldn't tell them. Somehow they found out a domain that we owned, which wasn't the brand, but they found out another domain this company owned. And they started just ranking for this like mystical casino that didn't even exist. But affiliates will rank before the brand goes live.
Yeah.
They're desperate to know that they want to get ahead of it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need to be, as a brand or as an operator, be so on top of protecting your thing, because affiliates will just eat you alive.
We've had the exact same problem for one of our brands. They had microsites from other operators redirecting the traffic elsewhere, launched and live 2 or 3 months before the brand actually went live.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just need to be on top of your
I mean,
game.
We have a brand launch and they're like, how have we got reviews up already? I'm like, it's just affiliates. Like, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Like, they've rebought all the domains as well. So if you buy, newcasino.com, and it's probably not that exists, but, like newoperator.com, affiliates have already got .co.uk, like all the extensions.
I used to do that shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. But that's what they do. And I think operators underestimate affiliates and drop domains. There's another thing.
It was so easy back then too.
Yeah.
See, when I used to do it, like I literally, like my flatmate would come in after work and I'd be like in my boxers. I'd work maybe like a couple of hours a day. Now it's not the same. Now it's difficult, but
you were close to the office now.
Yeah. Just being an absolute like waste of space, 2 hours a day, and that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
Reviews, I'd buy all the domains. I had my core websites, but I'd do all that. It's kind of like the same now, but it takes more effort, I guess.
Yeah, I remember we had one affiliate, I can't remember his name, but his whole business was built off like misspelled domains.
Oh yeah, that's a common one, yeah.
Yeah, but that was like, he didn't have any websites. He just would redirect all the domains of all the brands that were slightly misspelled.
Yeah, that's a good one. Really lazy way to make money.
Yeah, like he didn't even have to write content. He was just like redirecting domains. So if somebody had missed like an O off the end, it would just go straight. And he was making good money off it when I managed it.
I can imagine.
I don't know if they're not as creative anymore, like, or if people have just got wise to it. But there used to be, like 10 years ago when you were buying all these domains and misspellings and PPC. Bidding and stuff like that. It's getting more and more complex. Yeah. It was almost easier back then because you knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
The only one I remember, this was maybe 8 years ago, was like the Black Hat PPC guys.
Oh yeah, that was huge.
Oh my goodness. There is tools now to detect them, thankfully. But they used to annoy me because I knew what they were doing. I could just never catch them.
Yeah.
Because it would be like, Stockholm between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m.
Yeah.
They would run ads, but I could just never catch them.
Very difficult to actually detect too. We tried helping another brand, but it was huge. Again, it was like a tactic that I think people still do it.
Yeah.
But it's not as, it's quite difficult basically.
Yeah, I mean, there's more tools to detect it now. So that's another thing with fraud now is everybody lying saying that they're doing PPC when they're not. Everybody's just lying these days to do the thing. But yeah, the fraud is just insane though.
So in terms of operators, do you think they could be building more affiliate style content maybe in-house to compete?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to your brand protection, right? Because the brand sites, the like many sites or brand protection sites I've seen, they obviously have their brand as the first one.
Yeah.
But they also then resell that traffic sometimes back to other operators. So, I mean, it's no secret that there's a lot of operators that are affiliates. I think we might see it going a little bit more that way. Like, the brand protection and the mini sites, but next level.
Yeah.
But the issue is then you're selling to each other. So there could be an issue there. What do you think that operators are going to start developing more of their affiliate sites as part of their acquisition strategy, not necessarily as like an affiliate channel?
I think they should be. I think they should be developing microsites, purely from brand protection initially, especially if they're advertising in other channels, so they're spending big money. Their search volume is going up constantly. You could do better search-wise if you had a few different assets actually protecting you initially. At the moment, most operators that we see, the websites are like heavy JavaScript, and that is quite difficult for Google to actually read and interpret. There's tools you can actually use to get past that. But yeah, it seems that a lot of them are actually not doing the basics right, especially the new brands that we get in, even existing brands too. And affiliates have a lot more flexibility when it comes to actually making decisions and doing things. They don't have to go through a million people to get approval. They can just go and try things. So yeah, I think operators need to be a little bit more savvy when it comes to that.
I'll ask you a good question because it's not often I get to sit down with an SEO expert.
Yeah.
So obviously we get a lot of new operators coming in, and like I said earlier, sometimes they have 100% focus on the affiliate channel.
Yeah.
And they always say, but what should I be doing for SEO? And I'm like, well, it's not really my area. I can talk a little bit about, brand protection, microsites. What can you give me to take away as like my bog standard answer to tell people as SEO 101 to protect your brand? What can I tell them?
So first off, you want to buy all the domains associated to your brand. So if you're expanding in 3 or 4 different countries in the next year, you want to own the core domains. You can't obviously buy every variation. So that's number 1. Number 2, you want to do a bit of SEO initially to ensure that your brand is actually indexable and visible in Google. Okay. You want to build a few links. You don't have to do a full-on SEO campaign, but you need that. Essentially, when somebody Googles a brand, you need the brand there with the site links.
Yeah.
Number 3 is doing what basically it's a version of parasite SEO, but actually do it for your own brand.
Okay.
So when Google actually looks at a brand right now, for them to actually establish that you're a real player, you need to be visible on certain social media websites and certain websites like Trustpilot.
Yeah.
There's quite a few websites that you need to take to indicate to Google that you're a real brand. Whereas you didn't need that in the past. You just needed a website SEO that you rank. But also what happens is if you register your social media sites, your Trustpilots, all the other sort of citation sites, because these sites have got massive authority, they take up positions on page 1. So you're protecting yourself against affiliates actually stealing your traffic. So that's what I would do initially if your only acquisition channel is affiliates. Those are the things that you can easily take off internally.
I don't know if this is like a hack that we can say publicly or not, but it's something I see happening is that brands asking players quite visibly for a Trustpilot review in return for something. But am I right in saying that is frowned upon from Trustpilot?
Not necessarily. They offer an incentive.
Yeah.
Basically to get a review. Trustpilot is actually getting abused right now because they can use it to rank black hat websites that send the traffic elsewhere for a brand. So it's a form of parasite SEO. So for example, you have a brand, I launched a Trustpilot website imitating your brand, I rank for your terms and then send the traffic elsewhere. So yeah, if you follow those steps and create those profiles, even if you don't really populate them as much initially, you've got that initial protection.
Yeah, just to claim it as 101.
Yeah, and then you can start building SEO in the background as you go.
Yeah, I have seen casinos where on the website it says, hey, if you leave us a Trustpilot review, you'll get 10 free spins.
Yeah.
And they haven't linked directly to their Trustpilot review. And when you do go through, there is a warning saying,
okay.
So I can't remember exactly what it is, but there has been a warning on Trustpilot saying some of these may not be 100%.
Legit, yeah. a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
A bit like everything else. Like
Yeah,
it's
I mean, it's just incentivized promotion.
yeah. So yeah, no, it's, I guess all the channels have got like their ups and downs, and the things that you need to, like the fraud and all the different sort of, like, you need to be on top of your game, I guess, for everything.
I think it kind of ties into what we've been saying. Like, if you are not on top of stuff, keeping up ahead of trends and technology, you're going to get so left behind in 2026.
I can see that. So you think obviously new affiliates can win in 2026?
Yeah, I think there's still opportunities, but not SEO sites, just UK only. I think you need to start thinking outside the box of new traffic sources. I think you need to consider who's consuming content or how people will consume content in a year, and then get ahead of that.
Okay.
It's not what people are doing now.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they going to be doing in a year, 6 months? Get ahead of that.
Get ahead of it.
Because there's always some new app coming out, or I can't keep up with them all. There's there's something new coming up, trendy all the time. But yeah, if you've got your finger on the pulse of the trends of the market, the society in general, how they consume things, like you talked about your friend doing offline and online, the AI and the offline thing all together, and building that, I would say, not putting your eggs in one basket, and one of them will be a success. I think that's how you do it. But trying to compete with anybody that's successful now in the way that they do it now, it's almost, I'm going to say not impossible, but difficult. It's not the strategy I would take.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming and doing this.
No, thank you so much for having me. It was nice to catch up with you.
Yeah. And where can we find you?
You want my home address? No, I'm joking.
No home address. Anything you want to plug?
No, you can find me on LinkedIn. Just search Elaine Gardiner. Affie.ai.
Yeah.
Tag Media. You'll find me at conferences.
Yeah.
Did I do like a link? Find my link.
We'll do that. We'll probably somewhere.
Find my link. You can link it below for my LinkedIn and stuff like that. But anything affiliate related, AI affiliate related, or affiliate management, please let me know. I'm always up for a chat.
Awesome. Thanks again.
No worries. Thank you so much for having me.